James Helder, IFL TV, in association with MTK Global. With me, I've got Peter McDONAGH. We're here today at Ultimate Fitness in Leatherhead. Firstly, how are you, Pete?
Yeah, very good, James. As you can see, it's coming up to Christmas. Nice Christmas shirt on for you.
I wouldn't have expected you to wear something as bright as that, Pete. It's not like you're known for wearing sort of larger-than-life stuff.
No, I've toned it down a little bit now. I've been warned that I've got to tone it down, so I've toned it down a little bit.
Let's talk a little bit about the situation that's been going on regarding your stablemate, Hughie Fury, and DILLIAN WHYTE. We had DILLIAN on the channel yesterday talking about Hughie Fury, calling him out in regards to a fight between those two. What are your thoughts on that whole situation?
Firstly, you know, it's videos and it's banter, and you know, I think they both got a lot of respect for each other. I think it's a great British fight, and I think it's a fight that should happen. You know, forget going overseas and bringing opponents in and all that when you've got two top fighters in this country. You know, and I mean, in regards to DILLIAN saying that Hughie needs him because he's the one, like the big name, I'll take that. They both fought for world titles and they've both come up short. You know, so I think that's a great fight to get them both in the mix. You know, the winner goes on and the loser has to think about what he's going to do afterwards.
What do you make of DILLIAN WHYTE's suggestion that if you call him out, you need to be ready for his date, which is February the 3rd, that he's booked in to schedule to fight next?
Listen, that's rubbish. I mean, you know, we all call people out, but we're not always in shape, you know, for the fights. You know, and he ain't said he wants 6 months, he wants a year. He wants an extra month or an extra 6 weeks. What's an extra month or an extra 6 weeks going to do? You know, it's no problem having a month or an extra 6 weeks. I mean, they're talking about, like I spoke to Hughie yesterday, and I know Peter's thinking the same. They said about it fighting on the Joshua undercard, which is March, May time. So I can't understand why, March, April time, I can't understand why they don't just have it on that undercard. I mean, have a top domestic fight as a chief support on that same card.
What's Peter Fury's stance in terms of where the fight can take place? Is he happy for it to happen on a Sky show, or would they want it to happen under their promotional banner or in working with Mick Hennessy?
Peter Fury said it don't matter where the fight is, you know, and Hughie Fury wants to fight 100%. He thinks, you know, Eddie Young could be the one that's trying to back out of this, and you know, they said they're fighting on Sky. They don't mind fighting on Sky. They said it don't matter where it is, so they will go and fight on Sky. And they're saying that, you know, the options are there's easier routes than Hughie Fury, and you know, they fancy that they're trying to swerve Hughie Fury. You know, why don't they put it back a month? You know, what's four weeks difference? You know, you're saying he's got 8 weeks now, but what difference does it make if it's 12 weeks? You know, he's not going to be no better fighter, Hughie Fury. It's just that he's had a rest after the world title fight, and he wants to be right for this fight, to come back to this fight. But I mean, DILLIAN WHYTE's quick enough calling people out. The amount of people he calls out, you know, none of them have agreed to fight him. Fair play to him. I respect him for that. But Hughie Fury has took up the task and said he'll fight him. So I know he ain't got an opponent at the moment, DILLIAN WHYTE. You know, for February, why not push it back a month and then fight Hughie Fury in March? You know, it's a good fight, and that's the fight the fans want to see. If you do a poll on it, who would they rather see? 2 British fighters fighting each other, or DILLIAN WHYTE fighting some geezer from Argentina? You know, it makes sense, and the winner then goes on to fight for a world title.
Let's talk a little bit about Tyson Fury. We saw his situation with the UKAD is now officially dissolved, sorted, whatever way you want to phrase it. He's free to now apply for his British Boxing Board control licence. Any sort of, have you spoke to the big man? Any thoughts on that?
No, I ain't spoke to him. I know he's on his way out to Canada to watch Billy Joe Saunders, cheer on Billy Joe Saunders, one of the teammates now. Obviously, Tyson just signed with MTK, which was a big signing. Same team as me. Yeah, no, he's out in Canada. I bet he's eating pancakes as we speak with diet syrup on them. I don't know. I think, you know, he'll get his licence back now. He's been found not guilty of all his anti-doping things, as well as Hughie Fury. So they're both free to fight now. And just put that behind them and he moves on.
Massive fights for Fury coming back in 2018. We might even potentially see that clash with David Price that everyone was so speaking about a few years back. There's perfect timing for that fight to happen. Do you see that as a realistic possibility? Yeah,
most definitely. As a warm-up comeback fight, David Price, but you can't just treat him as a warm-up comeback fight. David Price is a good fighter, you know, and he can punch. So you've got to be on your top of your game still with David Price. And, you know, David Price last time out didn't look unbelievable, but he'd been out a while and, you know, it was nothing to get himself up for. So, you know, he'll get himself up for Tyson Fury. But they're both of MTK. It's a good fight they can make, you know. But I definitely would be talking about making fights like that before they made Tony Bellew, because I think that's a dangerous fight to come back to first off when you've been out for so long.
Gary Corcoran unfortunately coming up short against Jeff Horn in his bid to become world champion out in Australia. Very brave performance from Gary and winning a lot of plaudits from the way he went about his work. What did you think about that?
Yeah, very, very tough fight. You know, it was a big ask. I mean, I went with Gary Corcoran because I like an underdog, and I would love to have seen him come home with a title. We're both from Galway, obviously. Yeah, I think he's shown that he can campaign at world level. You know, I think he's beyond British level now. He's a very, very tough, durable, and he'd give anyone an hard fight. So, fair play to him.
All right, well, Peter McDonagh, thank you very much for giving me some time today. Great to get you back on IFL TV, and we look forward to catching you real soon.
Yeah, cheers, James, and Merry Christmas to everyone that watches, and thanks to all the people that view me on IFL, and all the support, and all the thumbs up. Thank you very much, and the nice comments, and the people that don't like my comments, people that give bad comments. I love you all.